Hi everybody, my name's Doug Wilson and this is Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors, where we build, among other things, custom Kydex and leather over Kydex sheath systems. We don't just build sheaths, we build sheath systems. There is a difference. Let's get into it, right? I'm going to give you a good idea of what we do here at Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors, all right? And that's the name of the company, Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors. A little bit about myself, just real quick. Some of you may know I served on an A team, and that's it. That's all you get. No. I'm also an avid backpacker, wilderness backpacker, survivalist, bushcrafter, prepper. I've been just overall outdoorsman all my life, and like I spend so much time in the field, it's like sickens me, you know, that I spend so much time out there. But I love it. I love spending time out there. I've taught wilderness living and wilderness self-reliance classes to both soldiers and civilians. You know, I don't get out of that sleeping bag at night, especially when it's this cold. Don't let anybody tell you that O1 is not a good steel. It is. Bears crap in the woods. We do too. Crazy boy will have an alcohol stove. Doesn't matter. As long as you got air. I'm doing kind of a little experiment with this Fancy Feast alcohol stove. Another installment of Bob, the Grizz, right? Now this is a game-specific snare. It's called a scissor snare. This is what I sleep in. This is a fleece balaclava. These pants are made by Cry Precision. So, I got some experience with what we're dealing with here, right? I mean, come on. Who would you rather have build your custom sheath system, right? A computer programmer who does it in his basement part-time for extra money, or so I'm going to show you this real quick. This is a sheath system that's taken apart, okay, because it's not built yet. It's not built yet, right? And this is a Delta Whiskey Infinity knife and sheath system. Okay, Delta Whiskey Infinity. This is my knife, my design, built by LT Wright in Ohio. And this is for a client. I got like 10 of these left to do, these knife and sheath systems. I did like 45 of them or whatever. So there it is. We're doing another run of this in CPM 3V. I do not know when. Very unique design, I know, but works very well in the bush. This is my idea of a wilderness EDC. Like you're out there in the boonies, no cars, no Walmarts, right? Nothing like that. No other people. This knife is on your side at all times. Wilderness EDC. I also have the Backcountry, the Delta Whiskey Backcountry made by Mike Wallace at Wallace Edge Tools. He's the one that makes this one here. This is the BMF, a collaboration between him and I, right? Let me show you the knife. That's the BMF. All right, there's also an LMF. And I already mentioned the Delta Whiskey Backcountry. Also have the Delta Whiskey Farnhawk in production. This is a hand-forged knife. Delta Whiskey Farnhawk. Built by Sam Farnworth at Ginger Ninja Outdoors. Right? So, and I've had a lot of different knife makers build me knives over the years, and I just can't remember all their names. Right? Brenton Good. Right? Brenton Good from Quick Hatch Knives built me this one to review. Beautiful knife. Absolutely beautiful, comfortable. One of my favorites. So, alright. Let me see if I can do this one. There we go. Okay, so that's just in pieces. I'm just showing you the handwork that goes into it. None of these pieces are prefabbed. We don't do that here. We don't do cookie cutter sheaths like you see out on the market. You know, they kind of all look the same or whatever. They're not, you know, we build sheaths and sheath systems. Anyway, here we go again. And then, you know, we got really special options if you so desire. You know, we got these carbon fiber covered Altoids tins. Now, I wouldn't make this. I would have the guy who made this one make that, right? But special stuff, you know. We do a lot of special stuff. We do a lot of different things that are fully custom here. So let's I'm going to show you some sheath systems to give you a good idea of what goes on here. Here's the first one. Now, these are sheath systems that I just happen to be building at the time that we shoot this video, or shot this video, okay? This is and I'm always going to show the knife, right? Because these are knife and sheath systems, right? Always got to show the knife. And I usually will tell you who designed it. Chris Tanner, my buddy, right? I have a lot of respect for Chris. He's done a lot of good things for Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors. And I hope to be affiliated with him forever. He's a great guy. Can't say that about everybody, but Chris is a great guy. This is his design. It's called the Jesmic, the JX2, right? He's a belly guy too. I like belly blades. Chris designed some belly blades. So not a lot of guys like bellies. I do. Okay, there's that. This belongs to a client. Here's the sheath system. Okay, let me pull this forward. Get it out of that light. There we go. Alright, there it is. Alright, so this is what we got going on here. We have a Tabby Dangler. Right, Tabby Dangler with a shore-up plate that you can mount, and you'll see it later, a tech lock on this as well, or a molly lock clip, or 2 molly lock clips. But let me tell you a little bit about this Tabby Dangler system, right? This system is super strong, right? And this angle does not have to be so acute, right? I can, you know, lessen the angle a little bit. I like these angles because what it does is when it's on your side, it kind of pops the handle out a little bit. See how it pops the handle out? So this rests against your side a little bit, and the handle pops out, right? Because, you know, like you got a heavy shirt on or something with a, you know, flat down there, and you can't see your knife. Well, with this, you're more apt to see it, to draw it, right? We think of everything here, right? So the Tabby Dangler was developed by us, me, 2-3 years ago. We were the first ones to do it. We were doing these when doing these weren't cool, right? Wasn't cool. Now you got 2 or 3 other guys out there. It's so effective that I got guys copying it now, right? Only they never seem to get it quite right. Anyway, it's very strong. So what we don't do anymore is we don't do offset plates okay? And an offset plate is a plate that gets bolted onto the sheath here, and you see a lot of them out there on the market. We used to do them. Generally, we don't do them anymore unless you want one. I'll build you one if you want one, right? Offset plate, it comes up and then it steps out a little bit and then goes up, and then the D-ring attaches to it. So the actual platform is way out here, okay? I think they're weak, right? They're weaker than this. So in order to get a stronger system and something that you can keep a tech lock on at all times, because with an offset plate, you can't really get a tech lock on there in any effective way, right? It's just, you can't do it. The offset plate takes up all the room, right? So I brainstormed and I worked with a couple other guys, and we came up with this, right? And our systems are tested, right? I've had Green Berets, avid outdoorsmen, preppers, survivalists, you know, guys really good at what they do, test these things. And all of our designs and options are fully field tested, or I wouldn't use them. And I use them myself. So, Tabby Dangler, back to that. The offset plate, right? Comes out, comes up, right? Well, you can also keep a tech lock on it, right, at all times. And not only that, you can have it in 90 degree or 35 or 40 or 45, whatever, right? Whatever I can get out of it. It depends on the hilt of the knife, right? And, you know, it's up far enough close to the hilt where we like it to be, because it combats the heaviness, the handle heaviness of most knives, right? Most knives, because of the handle material, are handle heavy, okay? Most knives. So, to combat that and get that handle up in the air on cross draw a little bit, we angle that clip. And we were one of the first ones to do this as well, right? Angling the clip like that. Yeah, I like being innovative. I like doing new things, and then when guys, you know, take them and make them their own, it's kind of like imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, right? Yeah, that's what people say. Anyway, Tabby Dangler, stronger, right? Very strong. I can also do a leather leg drop, where we attach the leather loop directly to the tab, and we still have 2 layers of Kydex behind it, shoring everything up. I call that a shore up plate, right? It's bolted on there, nice and tight, not coming off, very strong. Did I say these things are very strong? I did say that, right? This one happens to have an Altoids tin assembly on the back, right? You just pop your finger in there, push it out, use it, right? Pop it back in. Easy peasy. Good and breezy. It's got a ceramic hone on the side. Ceramic hone. This is for touching up blades that are already sharp. Already sharp. Alright? And then I also have 3 different types of diamond rods, which are my favorite in the field for sharpening. Just remember this. If you're looking for something to sharpen your knife, diamonds cut steel more effectively than any other material. Right? Generally. There's always an exception. Diamond rods. right? So this is what I choose to sharpen my knife with. Here's another diamond rod there. I have a diamond bar, right? These bars, these are really cool. And they're fine grit, right? One of them's extra fine. Then I also have DMT fold out diamond sharpeners. Diamonds cut steel, period. CPM 3V, S35VN, CPM 154, W2, anything, W4, 1090, 1080, 1065, 10, right? Cuts it all. Diamonds, right? So this is a fold out diamond stone, diamond hone. No, diamond sharpener, sorry. I got in trouble saying it was a diamond hone one time. Guys like jumped on it. It's not a hone. You're right. It's not. It's a sharpener. So I actually get this on the sheath in its own little pocket, right? And I secure it with shock cord. But remember, if you want this on your sheath, it's got to be a fairly large knife, 6-inch blade or whatever, and it's going to take up the whole front of the sheath. Just know that moving forward, right? Okay. What else we got? This again. Okay, so he opted not to have a tech lock on it. He wanted the Altoids tin instead. But if he takes the Altoids tin off, he could put a tech lock on this, or a molly lock. If I had holes here, he could put 2 molly locks. Alright, so that's about it. On the front, we got a Phoenix EO5 Tactical Hawk Light Assembly. It's a flashlight, right? Phoenix EO5. They work very well with my systems. We've thoroughly field tested these. They're great lights. High quality lights. Are they the best lights on the market? Probably not. But if I put a $100 flashlight in there, you're going to pay for it? No. I have to, you know, give and take a little on the price and availability thing, you know. So, we field tested these. These are the best flashlights for these systems, right? And like I said, I use them myself. So you can use it in dangler mode, right? You just turn the flashlight on, point it wherever you want while it's on your belt, right? Drop it, turn it off, right? You can take it out, turn it around, put it in the other way, and you got cross draw mode. You just point it where you want it to go. Okay? That's how it works. Let me loosen this up a little bit so it doesn't come on. Alright, make sure that the bezel on these is open a few turns, because it'll turn on by itself if it's right there at the cusp, you know. So we got that, right? We got our Hawk Light assembly, which is built into the sheath itself. I'll show you this one later. Then we got a face mount Mish Metal ferro rod, and these are quality ferro rods. The sparks that come off of these burn a little bit longer, like they're molten, right? The Mish Metal. So these are the higher quality, easier to strike, easier to get hot sparks, and then a Sunto compass on top of that. This is very secure sitting here. It cannot come off. Even if the shock cord pops off, it still can't come off, right? You pull out the ferro rod, you use it, right? Put the ferro rod in your hand, use the compass, right? You're guarding it from the metal here. Take it off the sheath, because the blade will affect it. No, steel does not affect compasses in the long term. It doesn't throw them off. It doesn't make them less accurate. That's my opinion, my general knowledge on the subject, right? Because I've had compasses all my life, and I've had them on knives. Doesn't mess them up. And, you know, I used a compass during the Special Forces land navigation course down at Fort Bragg. I used a compass that was on my knife, right, all the time. So, and I passed. So, there's that. Sunto compass. In my opinion, they are the finest mini compasses on the market. One of the finest, if not the finest. So we use them. They're high quality. They're a little pricey, but you're going to pay for quality. And I don't like to compromise when it comes to field situations out in the bush. I just don't like to compromise. I use the best gear that I can get my hands on. Excuse me. There it is. Now this system has been designed around this knife to get everything that's on it on the sheath system and still work well, right? Nothing's banging into anything else, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so there's that. All right, this is a black brick pattern with safety orange carbon fiber, right? Safety orange carbon fiber. This is my black brick spook pattern. That's what I call it, right? It's a basket weave type pattern, but the Spec Ops guys seem to like this pattern, so I call it the spook pattern. Anyway, just a funny thing. What's next? This guy here. This is the Dark Timber Honey Badger. Some of you might be familiar with this blade. Dark Timber Honey Badger. Beautiful knife, sexy. Gunslinger. I call it gunslinger. Got that gunslinger look. Yellow Hawk click. The dogs are going wild. And now we got, let me show you how we got that Yellow Hawk click. Okay, no rattle, no wriggle, no roll, no something, whatever, right? No play. I mean, these things are solid, right? We have very effective molding techniques. I have a press that I designed myself and use, actually two of them. I used to use a t-shirt, press to heat up my Kydex, and it wasn't doing it evenly, so I got a toaster oven that works very well. Built my own presses, Just seems to be that if you build your own, you can get a lot of downward pressure out of it. And because the ones they sell, the metal ones, they don't have enough pressure. They don't give you a good definition, So anyway, here's one here. This is an LDO2 Honey Badger, Dark Timber Honey Badger. LDO2, right? This is a little different than the EO5 in that this has a detent button on the back, and it's easier to use while it's on the sheath. Okay? Slip it in. The clip does pretty well. Plus, I always put a little bit of tension on the holder anyway, and this thing ain't coming off. But if you want to put a shock cord retention on it, you can, right? It's even got the horseshoe cutouts on the corners here for the cord to sit in. I always do that too. These are attention to detail things that we really excel at here, because we hand build them, and we do it in stages, right? So we don't miss anything, and we always put a lot of detail into, tactical edges. They're all beveled, sanded, dremeled, and then hand sanded, right? Our edges. Takes me 40 minutes to hand sand one of these sheath systems, right? Just to sand it, right? And then I got to do the. This is all hand sanded, all this stuff. It's not done on machines, I use a Dremel to help out a little bit, but face mount ferro rod, and the holes. See the holes? The holes that are in the holders and the scallops and the cutouts, and how I cut the plate back here, make it smaller. Our sheath systems are extremely strong. The designs are sound and field tested, but they're also lightweight, right? You see some sheaths out there in big pancake style, and they got eyelets on both sides, a whole bunch of stuff on it, and weighs 7 pounds, that kind of thing. Ours are comparatively lighter than others on the market because, number one, we start with a taco style design. We don't have eyelets on both sides of the blade because you don't need them. This lightens it up, right? So when we were doing our testing, you know, the Special Forces guys that had them, the avid outdoorsmen, the prepper, the survivalists, they all said, right? I think one guy liked the pancake, but Doug, we like the taco styles better because I built both, right? And we tested them. They didn't like them, right? Generally, too big, too bulky, too wide, right? So I went to the taco style design, and it's 25% slimmer, lighter, you know, all that stuff, right? Depends on what you put on it, but even with all the options, these things are not that heavy, right? This Honey Badger, you can wear it on your hip, right? With the Tabby Dangler, right? Or a leather leg drop or whatever, okay? All right, so fold that back. It'll fit in your pack that way, right? Fold it back up. On the back, we got, well, on the front, Mish Metal Ferro Rod, right? Live fire, okay? This is Surefire, guys. Pop it out of there. Use it. It's like cotton balls and Vaseline on steroids, okay? Pop it back in there, and you're good to go. It's not going to fall out of there. It's in there very secure, I promise you. When guys get these things, the #1 reaction, man, this has far exceeded my expectations. That's, by and large, we get that the most often, right? Ceramic hone on this one as well, right? And, you know, the client didn't even pay for this. I didn't charge him for it. I thought it needed it. I put it on there, free of charge. I don't do it for everyone, right? This is a client that has purchased Sheath Systems from us before, right? So I give guys little perks like that. And you know what? I didn't even say anything, right? I usually don't even say anything about giving them, you know, something extra. I just do it, right? Then I forget about it. And all right. So this is the black spook pattern, right? This, and we got the red swirly blacky pattern. I don't know what it's called, right? This is pretty new stuff, so I call it red swirly blacky stuff. Pretty cool, actually, pretty cool. And then, you know, the holes, the cutouts to make things lighter and cooler, right? Better looking. I get these bullfrogs in my throat. CR1 Survival System. CR1 Survival System. Okay, sheath system, right? For the OG Grizzly. Another dark timber offering. OG Grizzly, 1/4 inches thick, 1/4 inch thick, humongo Conan style blade, right? It's heavy. This is an outdoor chopping combat style blade, right? Utility, hunting, that kind of thing. It's huge. So big, nice. It's beautiful. Gunslinger. CR1 Survival, Evasion, Resistance, Escape. Now every guy in the military, in the Army, knows that term, SEER, right? And the Spec Ops guys really know it well. Okay, so I named this the CR1 Survival System. Okay, anything with a pouch is a CR1 Survival System. I have two different types of pouches, the SEs and the Condor pouches, which are longer and skinnier. All right, these come with a tin. They have a survival tin in them. They're not hard to get out. You know, everything on our Sheath Systems works together, right, without bumping into anything else. Now, when you pull the tin out, yeah, it hits the flashlight a little bit. You just lift it up and pull it off, right? But if you couldn't get it out of there, right, if it was real difficult, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I'd tell you, hey, this ain't going to work. Baldrick Carry with a sling. This is a Beechik, Beechin tactical sling made by Jacob Peterson at the Prepper's Bunker. These are very strong. I won't use anything else. 30 feet of paracord on it. And if you take the paracord off to use it, you can still use the sling. It's got webbing behind it, right? Very well thought out. It's actually a gun sling. It's a sling for a rifle, right? But I modify them to carry Baldrick style. Okay. So Jacob Peterson, thumbs up, buddy. We're also working on one of these, a pouch for the front. He's making a prototype now, and we're going to see if we can put one of these on there. These are going to be pricier though. All right, but it reminds me of a plate carrier, you know, chest rig. So Baldrick Carry, right? We got the D-ring up the handle a little bit here, halfway up the handle. A lot of times when you see a Baldrick Carry, the D-ring is right here, okay? And it usually rides like this, right? So you got to crane your wrist all the way down to deploy the knife, right? Well, we get that D-ring up, you know, it gets the handle up, and it actually rides that way. It just naturally falls that way, right? And then you got the 1-inch D-ring on the front for the other snap in, right? Then you got the Yellow Hawk click. Speaking of click, we have a forum, a Facebook forum that you might enjoy. It's adventure outdoors forum, you know, camping, prepping, backpacking, knives, no guns. I don't do guns on YouTube. I don't do guns on Facebook. I just don't do it, right? Public opinion's just not there, right? And you see what's happening now. They're coming down on guys, right? So I like to be very safe, right, in the outdoors. It's a safe way to carry your edged tool. Right? On the back, well, let's stay on the front. E12. This is a Phoenix E12. Has a detent button on the back as well, right? Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Turn it off. Alright? You can put it in this way for Baldrick Carry. I'm sorry, for Dangler Carry. If this had a dangler, right? Dangler Carry. You can turn it around, put it in the other way, right? For cross draw mode or Baldrick mode, right? I like horizontal Baldrick mode, and it kind of sits right here, right, on my chest, near down near my ribs. I don't like vertical Baldrick Carry. It's not my thing. It swings around too much. You can do leg tie downs with these. Just use the eyelets at the bottom. If it has a D-ring, yeah, D-ring down here, you use the D-ring, but I'd still use the eyelets, right? Rig up something. I use paracord. I've always used paracord. Even when I was in the Army, I used paracord for a leg tie down. If I even wore a leg tie down. Okay. Now on the back, let's get this flashlight secured. There we go. Right. On the back, right. You see this plate here? This is either a diamond rod here or a ferro rod like this. And I extend the plate across, right? It's very strong. You can't bend it back. I make sure of it, right? And you put 2 molly locks on here or a tech lock in several positions, right? So these they're well thought out. We want to build you the highest quality, toughest, most utilitarian sheath system on the market. And they're hand built from beginning to end. This is going out to a client. This is Cryptek Pontus. Cryptek Pontus. Right? Right, there's that one. What else we got here? Oh, okay. This is a necker, right? It's got a Sunto compass on it. Sunto compass. We also have, this is our standard compass, right? Not as nice as the Suntos, but these will get the job done, right? And these are easier to replace. This if you break this one or it breaks, you got to go through the company to get a new one. They do have a lifetime guarantee, but you know how that goes, right? So what we have on this necker, right, for the Tops MSK 2.5 mini Scandi knife, right? Nice little necker style, necker sized knife. Neckers. Yes, I advocate neckers. They're utilitarian, right? It's a no-brainer. You wear it for 20 minutes, you don't even know it's there, right? Sometimes I'll put it in my shirt, right? I'm not a showy guy out in the public. Hey, look at me, that kind of stuff. So kind of quiet and reserved. And Hawk light assembly, right? This is our other light that we use. This one has a red light in it, right? This is what the client wanted. Exactly what he wanted. Mold both the Hawk light and the ferro rod together in the same platform, in the same attachment, right? So there it is. This is swirly green blacky stuff. Swirly green blacky stuff. Green eyelets. I don't even think you can get these eyelets anymore, these green eyelets. I've been looking for them, can't find them. I got like 10 left. So I decided to put them in here, right? He didn't even ask for it. I just did it, right? And then Mike McGowan got the shock cord for the ferro rod. That's cool, isn't it? He just happened to have green, right? And he's like, try this. Like, yeah, it works. So, great job, Mike. Mike's doing great things. So it's always a problem finding a striker around, right? You got to use the spine of your knife. And these Tops knives, you can't use the spines most of the time. I don't advocate using the spine of your knife to strike a ferro rod anyway. You're going to need it for other stuff, right? But this flips out. Alright? And this is, you got to trust me, guys. I've been doing this a long time. 20 plus years I've been messing with Kydex, right? And I'm a leather worker too, right? So I came from leather and I kind of switched to full Kydex and leather over Kydex. I don't have one here, but go to the website and you'll see some cool ones. It's full grain leather over a fully functioning Kydex sheath. I believe I'm the only one that does it. I think. I can't, I don't actively go out and seek, right? But that's what I hear. I'm the only one that does it. So, this flips out, right? And you use it. Let's try it, right? Instead of me popping out sound effects, let's just do it. Mish metal ferro rods. That's what I put on my systems. They're high quality, man. They're apt to get a fire going no matter what. Then you flip it back and you got it. It's got a rubber bushing in it. It keeps it there. It's not going to flip out, slide around. It's not the way I designed it. I designed it to work and work well. Alright, there's that. Show you this again. This is the Delta Whiskey Infinity Wilderness EDC blade. This is the most comfortable handle I've ever had in my life, in my hands, right? And the choke-up choil, right, is chamfered on the edges. A lot of guys don't do it, right? I think the honey badger, no, yeah. The honey badger is a little bit, just a little, right? It's still a little sharp. The OG Grizzly's real nice. But most guys don't do that, right? They leave it sharp so that when you go to use that choke-up choil, it hurts, right? We've even rounded the edges of the spine back here. Here, it's 90 degrees, right? But back here, it's a little bit rounded for comfort, right? Because I choke up a lot when I'm doing feather sticks or whatever, you know what I mean? And I do thumb pushes a lot, right? So you need that choke-up choil. It turns that 5.5-inch blade into a 3-inch blade. So some guys don't like them. I understand. I don't know why, but oh man, that's crazy, crazy. Let's see. Anyway, anything else? Anything else? Here's my Brenton Good Trapper sheath system, right? See, I got the flip out ferro rod on there. See it? Right? So I always have a ferro rod on this sheath. Now, can the screw come out? Of course it can, right? But it's likely not going to because it's got a bushing behind it, right? Shore up plate, and I was telling you I can make them straighter. See how straight that one is? So that it doesn't have that angle to it. I like the angle, okay? Still one hand draw, right? One hand draw. No. One hand draw. In case you got a broken arm or something, you're in combat. I build a lot of sheaths for military, and they take them into combat zones, combat situations, and I always get great reports on them. So, right? So your arm's broke, right? Oh man, it got fun. It hurts, man. Oh, man. Gotta get to my knife, right? One hand draw. Use that thumb ramp. That's what it's there for. Use the combat scallop right here. Actually, we call it a fast draw scallop, right? Fast draw scallop. There it is. Super, super great retention. Okay, you can invert any one of my sheath systems. Invert it, right? And that knife is not coming out of there unless you take it out. Generally. Look, I'm a Murphy's Law kind of guy. Generally, right? Put some tooling in the leather. This is 9 to 10 ounce Herman oak, the highest quality leather I can get my hands on. Dyed, tooled, waxed, and oiled, right? So that it's darn near impervious to weather. This is straight Baldrick Carry. This is Black Raptor with Cryptek Typhon pattern attachments. It's straight Baldrick Carry right now. Means he's going to clip a sling in here, but he will get a Tabby Dangler loop too, right here. He's also getting a Sunto compass on this. Phoenix E12, live fire on the back, ferro rod, fine diamond sharpener. Just wanted to show it to you. That's it. I'll show you guys these carbon fiber thingies. They're pretty cool. Alright guys, that's it. This is Doug Wilson for Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors. This has been the hey, you need information about us video, right? What do we do? Video. See ya.